When's the last time you've journaled about your childhood or a friend that you lost in touch with or your first TV crush? When I think about my recent journals and even the content that I share on this channel, I don't think I've journaled about things that have happened years ago. Like, I don't have any pages that are dedicated to family lore or any of the things that I think are formative to who I am today. And I think this is because my introduction into creative journaling was through bullet journaling. Although I've moved away from using my planners to merge documenting and creativity, I still find that the subjects that I write about are similar to what a person would find in a bullet journal, like writing about aspirations, recent experiences, and personal reflection. I think this is because journaling about the present gives me instant gratification. It gives me clarity about my feelings and my state of being. It helps me free up mental space by putting all of my hopes and dreams and worries onto the page. It's part of my self-care routine, and I journal for two reasons. Obviously, because it's good for my mental health, and it's part of my self-care routine, but I also journal to have some kind of book, some kind of artifact that I can leave behind for future generations that will help illuminate what life was like while I was here and living it in the present. And somehow it just slipped my mind, and I never bothered to journal about my distant past. But then I was presented an opportunity to journal about my history. This is A Life Journaly created by Sonia Callaway, an artist in Cornwall in the UK. She reached out to me and asked if I'd like to work in her journal, which is prompted and asked questions about your personal history. I was excited about the challenge to work in this journal, but first I wanted to learn more about her and this project. I love this. This
Oh,
is
thank you.
incredible. One of the first things that struck me about A Life Journaly was the art. Each page is printed in full color with layers and layers of intricate art and ephemera. I wanted to know more about Sonia's background in art and her connection to creative journaling.
Yeah, okay. Well, I've been painting for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I did a basic course, foundation course in art and design
Mm-hmm.
in Australia. And then we moved to England. And I've been painting ever since and selling my work sort of on a small scale. I sell my paintings and my cards and various things I make.
Do you have any experience with just like creative journaling on your own for your own like practice?
Well, no, not really. I only came across it because I started the course, and then I was looking at various different things, and I came upon art journaling only like about a year and a half ago. Really, I hadn't seen it before.
Oh, wow.
I haven't even heard about it. It's sort of like, YouTube sort of opened up huge avenues that I'd never even thought of exploring before.
Although the art journaling community was new to Sonia when she began this project, it didn't deter her from creating the journal. She saw that there was a great opportunity to use art journaling as a tool to reflect on milestone experiences, lessons learned, and even the small things that shape who we are today, like influential books and music that we may have forgotten about.
Nobody writes down their life history to pass on to their children, all the sorts of different things that have happened in your life, things that you enjoyed as a child and all the way through your life. So I just thought it might be a good idea to make something, because I looked all over the place to see if there was anything out there in book form that you could fill in, and there wasn't anything really pertinent to what your life is all about.
The flow of the prompted questions follow the natural process of growing up, by beginning with childhood, leading to adolescence, then adulthood, and ending with questions that ask you to assess what life is like for you now. I was curious about Sonia's expectation for how she expected us to use the book. One of the appeals of junk journaling and creative journaling for me is to decorate pages from scratch. Sonia's book was so beautifully designed and illustrated, I wasn't sure if I was expected to just respond to the prompts with writing, or if the book was also meant to collage your own art inside of it.
So you can stick your own photos. My idea is to stick your own photos on top of my photos, so that it's more, relevant to you, because there's lots of like family photos that you can just sort of add your own pictures on top, really. That was my idea. I can't find them now. I'm looking through. Oh, here we are. Look, like sort of. Oh, where's that? Can you see that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So you could stick your own. Which one's this? This is toys. You could stick pictures of you with your toys on top of the picture.
Right.
Basically, that's the idea I had. So that you don't have to treat it with, care and sort of like worry about my stuff. You can stick your own stuff on the top. That's so it makes it your book. It's personal to you. It's your book.
Sonia gave me a lot of great ideas about how to personalize the book, and I sighed a breath of relief to know that further altering the pages was encouraged. Before we finished the call, I asked Sonia if there was anything else we should know about the project, and she said,
well, it's all done in layers as well. It's layers of history and advertising and all the different things that are sort of make up the times that we live in, really. That's sort of my idea. So it's all about layers of history. That's
and I definitely think that comes through for sure. So Sonia, where can we find you?
In my kitchen.
On the socials.
Right, yeah. Well, that's the bit I'm not very good at. I have an Instagram page. I've got an Instagram page, and I have got an Etsy shop.
You can find Sonia on Instagram as Sonia Sylvia Callaway, and her Etsy shop's name is Fairy Paint Box. Links to connect with Sonia and to get a copy of A Life Journaly are in the description below.
Okay, well, lovely talking to you then, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. See ya.
Thanks, Bree. Bye. Bye.
After our call, I went to my various photo folders on my computer and on Facebook. I organized the photos on a Word document and started printing them out. The funny thing about basically growing up with the internet is that I can find photos of my entire life on there. Whether it's from friends tagging me in photos from casual hangouts, to my parents uploading pictures of me and my siblings as kids when they're feeling sentimental, or my random uploads from the time of being 16 all the way up until now. YouTube tells me the average age demographics of my audience, and it says that most of you are in your 50s. So hey, if you have adult children and are on Facebook, please keep posting old photos of us and tagging us in them. We may complain about it now, but we'll appreciate it later. So the first prompt that I decided to work on in A Life Journaly was about the first job that I worked. I took Sonia up on the challenge to alter the pages by doing some decoupage and adding personal photos. I was using my personal junk journal style to build this page, but somehow it felt wrong. The word scrapbook kept coming up. Maybe it's because I was working with personal photos, or that I was trying to make the page look appealing with the look of the pre-designed pages. But regardless of my reasoning, which I'm still unclear on and will probably make a future buy me a coffee post about, I did enjoy the intellectual challenge of responding to the prompt and the artistic challenge of making my memories and artwork in unison with Sonia's art. So if that's my high-level reflection of what it was like to alter the pages of A Life Journaly, the base level is that I felt so freaking nostalgic when I was working on this page. I was reminded of all the people that I've worked with in the past, and I had the opportunity to think about what I learned from them and the fun that I had with them. When I was finished with the page, I felt so grateful to those people that are now essentially strangers to me. I don't remember who said this, but gratitude is the highest form of thought. And I'm thankful that this journaling session brought me to that state. So I did another journal page with just writing, and you know, us junk journalers were super extra and always doing the most. So I wanted to experiment with the shape of the line that my writing would fall on. The awesome thing about working in these pages is that Sonia has so many images and shapes that are interesting and intentionally placed. So on this page that asks to journal about things forgotten or left behind, I decided to use the shape of the cat to influence the direction of the line. And these were the results. So we're at the end of this video, and I wanted to say that I was really grateful for the experience of writing and creating in A Life Journaly. The experience was a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but all in all, reflecting on the past really made me feel grateful for the present. And it's really awesome to know that all of these memories will stay in this journal and will live on as I get older, and will be an awesome thing to just flip through and just reflect on all the things that made me who I am today. So if any part of this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments, and leave a little timestamp. And don't forget to check out the description to find A Life Journaly and Sonia Callaway's art, and all the links where you can connect with her and find this journal. And help a sister out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell somewhere in the corner so you'll get notifications of when videos go up. But more importantly, just take it one page at a time and enjoy the creative process. So until then, I will see you in the next video. Bye.